Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So after a long time I'm going to make this video. So this video is for all of the aspirants who are going to give ISI CMI exam. Okay, this video is not useful just for this year aspirant. It will be helpful for a next year aspirants also. I'm just going to give the outline of the preparation strategy as well as the details of the exam, so that you can get to know. So the first thing is that exam details. The topic of today's talk is basically based on exam details of ISI and CMI. Okay, so let me tell you something. Okay, so there are lots of students. Okay, they ask me that how do you prepare for this exam? How did you prepare for that exam? So let me tell you one thing, that I did not even prepare for a particular exam. Okay, so the thing is that if you are preparing for a particular exam, there is no, it is not possible for a one person to prepare different in different way for different exam. Okay, so I gave JAM, TIFR, NBHM, ISI, CMI. I got selected in everywhere, but the thing is that it is not possible for me to prepare in different way. So let me tell you one thing, if you can see the syllabus of the exam, you can see that there will be some parts which is common in every syllabus of every exam. Okay, and some parts is not all in all syllabus, like there is some specific topic which is mentioned in some particular exam syllabus, but it's not true that that is mentioned in the other syllabus. Okay, so that's why some students are getting confused that they are preparing for a particular exam. Okay, so just I want to mention JAM is a completely different exam. Why I am telling that the JAM, the, according to syllabus, if you are considering the syllabus, the based on that syllabus, JAM syllabus is comparatively very easier, and the pattern of the question papers is also difficult. Here you need to compete with many students, and here you need to score more, and many other different type of things is happen. It is not the case that you just know all sort of things and then you are able to qualify, because there is some issue of how do you manage time, how do you how do you manage the pressure during the exam, and lots of other things. So that's why JAM preparation is slightly different. I make a video regarding JAM. So the thing is that how did I prepare for all the exams? I will make a separate video for that. That how did I prepare for all the exam? But the truth is speaking, that it is not the case that I am preparing for all the exam in just 1 year. And the thing is that I seriously prepared for 1 year for all this exam, but the thing is I started studying very well during from my first semester, at least my college courses. Okay, so the thing is that from when I was in first semester or first year, I started studying the basic things that is mentioned in our college syllabus courses. Okay, and then I realized that I should give some entrance exam, and so I should start preparing, and then I start preparing well. Okay, particularly for this exam, trying to solve problems, doing PYQs and other stuff. So so that is a different kind of thing. Okay, so so that's why I'm going to tell these things. So the for the particularly exam details of ISICM, there is not a separate strategy. You have to study, you have to read. That is the one only way to crack the exam. You have to understand each and every concepts very well. You have to solve questions, you have to do PYQs, and that's the only one strategy. There is no different strategy. It is not kind of jam, because you have to manage time, you have to do that, you have to control your pressure, you have to do this and that is not the case. So ISICM is completely, as well as TIFR engaging. Okay, so let me tell you the exam pattern first. Okay, exam pattern. ISI ISI has three steps. First one, MCQ. There is 30 questions. Okay, each questions have 4 marks. Correct, 0 marks for wrong, 1 for unattempted. Okay, so this ISI is the only exam where if you can't attempt the question, you will get 1 marks. Okay, so 30 question is MCQ sections, and I can tell you the questions of the ISI MCQ are easier than JAM. It's actually easier, really easier. So if you so total out of 120, if you get 60, then you will definitely qualify MCQ part. If you get 60, so out of 120, if you get 60, if you will definitely qualify step 1. Okay, that is the one thing. So 60 plus, if you get, sometimes it comes 55 or 54 or something like that. So it is better to get 60, or probably to get, to be sure, that is get 65. If you get, it is enough to qualify the first MCQ round. Okay, so MCQ, there will be 30 questions, 4 marks for each correct answer, 0 marks for each wrong answer, and plus 1 for unattempted. Okay, plus 1 for unattempted. Okay, that is the one thing. So if you do say 50 questions correctly, 5 questions wrong, and 10 questions unattempted, then also you will get 70 marks. That's a huge marks, and you can definitely qualify MCQ 1. But the thing is that ISI consider all 3 stages marks. Okay, that's why if you score more in MCQ section, that will be helpful for you, because it might be, it might happen that for MSQ, not MSQ, for subjective exam, you are not able to score more. But the thing is that if you score good in MCQ section, then it is helpful for you to qualify. Okay, but because they are considering all 3 stage marks, but the at least you should clear the cutoff for MCQ, so that they will check your subjective paper. Okay, now the second thing is subjective paper. So 8 questions are there, 8 questions, 8 subjective questions. That means you have to write down. They will give you a question like you are seeing in your college semester paper or something like that. Something, it's not just like a straightforward proof. It is just application of some important results or something like that. You can see the previous year question paper. I will try to solve some problems, some important problems. Okay, 8 questions, and 8 questions. Okay, each of question consists of 10 marks, so total 80 marks. Okay, total 80 marks, and there will be separate talk, you can say. But I am truly telling you that it is not important that you have to answer correctly one question, that if you answer correctly you will get 10. That is not the issue, because it is subjective paper. So it may happen that you can answer partially, so you will get 5 or 6 marks. Okay, they will give you partial credit. They will give you partial credit, okay. So let's say some problems, it might happen the 2 parts. So if you can solve one part, you will get 5 marks or something like that. Or maybe in some questions, that is one question, but there is some if and only if condition, then you if you can prove one part, you will get 5 marks. So that's why I will tell you that even if you can't solve one problems properly, try to attempt the question, try to give idea as much as you can. Even if you are getting 2 marks in one question, that is helpful, very very helpful. Okay, so out of 80, if you get 30, that is a very good score, very good score. Okay, if you get 30, that's a good score to qualify second stage. But I will tell, it is better to get 35 plus. Probably if you get 40, then it's very good, something like that. Okay, but if you get 30, you will qualify. But I will tell 35 plus is a safe score, because if you get 30 and if you score here 90 around, then it is fine. If you are scoring here 70 around, then 35 plus will give you a good chance to get. Okay, then you will qualify the second step. Okay, so again I am telling that for subjective paper, for subject, I'm going to tell first. I want to give the exam pattern details. Okay, then I will tell you the books and other stuff. Okay, this is the thing. Now the third stage is interview. Third stage, interview. There is a different kind that is not yet done. So probably its interview will be 200 marks or something like that. Okay, let me tell you, here it's 120 marks, but actually they will count you twice. So 120 into 2. Here it is 80 marks, but they will count it in 7, like 80 times 7. You don't need to be audited. That is a huge calculation. That is a different kind of calculation, but you don't need to be audited. You don't need to be think like that. Okay. So again, I will tell you that since it is a subjective paper, it is very, very difficult for an actual student to solve it properly. Okay. So that's why even a good student can solve at most 4 to 5 problems. Okay. Who is going to get AIR 1 in ISI entrance exam or something like that. Okay, so that's why you don't need to be worried. If you can try to solve partially one question, that is also a good thing. Okay, just try to solve partially as much as you can. Try to do it, but you should prepare well for MCQ section. MCQ section is easier than jam, I can tell you. And also the marking system also, there is no MSQ or something like that. So it's a MCQ. If you do correctly, you will get 4 marks. If you if you do it wrong, you will get 0. If you unattempt it, you will get +1. So that means if you leave on the question, you will get 30 marks, but definitely you will not qualify, because 30 marks is not enough to qualify. So that is not a case. But even if you can solve 15 questions correctly and leave all the questions, then also you will get 75 marks, which is a very good mark. So that's why I will tell the accuracy is very, very important, and there will be some easy questions which you can easily solve. So okay, and 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 the cutoffs for other students like OBC, SC, ST, that will vary. Is a different scenario. You can see the previous year cutoff section or something like that. Okay, that's the case. And then third stage interview. Okay, now let me tell you one thing. The exam. So MCQ exam and the subjective exam will be held on same day, and after that they will make a interview schedule, and that will be probably released after 1 month of that subjective and MCQ exam. Okay, so MCQ and subjective exam will be held on same day. On the first half, probably 10 to 12, it will be MCQ section, and from 2 to 4, and in the second afternoon session or noon session, you have to give subjective paper. Okay, on the same day. And interview, they will publish a list that those who are clearing the cutoff for MCQ section and subjective section, they will call for interview, and interview will be in offline mode. Okay, that's the thing. And then third stage, and after that they will count all the 3 stage marks, and based on that they will make a merit list, and according to that merit list you will get to know that it'll be like they will give you admission. Okay, that's the one thing. Now come to exam pattern of CMI. Okay, and also one thing, that the MCQ section, this is not a CBT based exam. Okay, you have to, like, it's a OMR sheet based exam. They will provide you an OMR sheet, you have to mark it like that. Okay, this is an offline exam, completely offline exam. You have to go to the center, and probably in some college or school nearby in your city or something like that. So but it's not a CBT exam. But for CMI it is CBT exam. Okay, computer based exam. So CMI paper is actually, so it is basically full marks 100. I should use this. Full marks is 100, 40 marks MCQ, 60 marks subjective. Okay, here this is 6 questions, 10 marks each. 10 questions. Oh, not MCQ, here it is MSQ. Okay, so CMI is slightly difficult questions. So it is MSQ. Okay, this section is MSQ section. MSQ in the sense that there is no negative marking. Quite sure you will have 10 questions, 10 MSQ problems. There will be no negative marking, but that all the questions are MSQ. So if you can solve 4 questions correctly, then you will qualify the first cutoff. Out of 10 questions, if you solve 4 questions correctly, you will clear the cutoff of first round. First round means MCQ section, and then they will check you the subjective paper, and out of 6 questions, if you can solve two questions is like it's more than enough if you can solve two questions, because CMI questions are really difficult. Okay. Oh, so I want to mention one thing. The question paper for CMI is almost same as PhD entrance students and MSc entrance students. Okay, so it seems to be very difficult for a MSc student to solve, but I will tell you that cutoff is going very less. Like in I think in 2024 cutoff is going 15 in out of 60. Okay, and overall it's going 30 out of 100 for MSc. So it happens. Okay, so that means if the question papers is getting very difficult, that means the cutoff will be low, so you don't need to be worried much. So that is one thing. Okay, so that is the pattern of the exam, and after that they will publish a interview schedule. Those who are getting called, probably the interview is in online mode, because last year I gave online mode interview and I got selected. But it might be in offline mode also, that depends. That I'm not quite sure now, but that is the actual pattern of the question paper. Okay, this is the all sort of things. Okay, now the thing is that there is some small things it's not possible for me also, to explain that what is the going on. If you have any doubt regarding anything related to exam pattern, you can comment me so that I can reply. Okay, otherwise the video is getting very lengthy. So okay, that's the exam pattern of ISI and CMI. Now come to the section. Okay, so you can see that there will be always some topics like which is not common in every paper. So I will tell you that some part things that you should read. Okay, the common, like, what should I say, the common syllabus of all exam and the common things that at least a BSc student should know well. Okay, uh, so that is enough. Like, so I was trying to read almost all the syllabus what is mentioned, but you can skip some part. Like in CMI there is a part of complex analysis. It is basically for masters students who are going to give PhD entrance, but since the exam paper is same, so that's why they are mentioning complex analysis, but it is not so important. But if you don't know complex analysis, you can skip that. So I just want to mention something like abstract algebra. Okay, abstract algebra. So for abstract algebra, group theory, okay, group theory, ring theory, full, that is required for both ISI and CMI. And if you know some field extension, that will be helpful for CMI entrance. Okay, but group theory and ring theory are the important thing that you have to know. First of all, group theory is very important, and then you should know at least ring theory, okay, as much as you can. At least the idea of Euclidean domain, PID, UFD, that sort of things. Second thing, real analysis. Uh, it is very important, and there is nothing to say because it is already mentioned in JAM syllabus. So whatever you have covered in JAM syllabus, extra thing is sequence series of function, and which is the most important topics in real analysis. Sequence series of functions. Okay, so jam syllabus plus sequence series of functions. That means the basic limit, continuity, differentiability, Riemann integration, Taylor series expansions, that's it. The power series, sequence series of function, and that's it. Okay. Third thing, linear algebra. The basic vector space, linear transformation, that is all jam syllabus. Diagonalization, very important. VBI topic is diagonalization. Plus inner product space. You have to read inner product space. A very important topic. But again, I will tell that whatever you have read, if you don't have time, you can skip, but try to read as much as you can. Okay, it is not important that you are reading all sort of things, but at least whatever you have covered, try to read it properly. Okay, it is not important that you read all the syllabus, but you don't know the concepts very well. That will not be helpful, because say there is a question from diagonalization, you read all the things, but you can't solve the problem. That is not a helpful thing, right? That's why I will tell that First try to cover the jam syllabus very well. Okay, then inner products. Oh, okay, let me mention one thing. It is not the case that you are solving MCQ. Okay, that's why you have to read all the proofs in details, and you have to clear the concept that what is going on. Otherwise you can't be able to do. You can pass the MCQ section or MSQ section. You will not able to answer the MSQ section, the subjective paper. Okay. Okay, this is a linear algebra thing. So, okay, so abstract algebra, real analysis, linear algebra, and fourth thing is metric space. Metric spaces. These are the four things I will tell you that very important. Then there is some concept of function of several variable that you can read, some complex analysis you can read, some basic topology you can read, but at least you should cover these four topics very well. Okay, now what you are doing, how do you prepare for subjective, how to prepare for MCQ? You know these things, so I don't need to. How to prepare for subjective? One thing is that try to see PYQ. PYQ question paper is very important. Even if you can see that NBHM question paper, TIFR question paper, that comes in a form of MCQ or true false, but you should try to know the proof, because sometimes it happens that the true false questions of TIFR may be occurred as a subjective question paper of ISI or CMI. Okay, it is not always you can't even solve all the problems of PYQ. At least try to see the solution. You can search in Stack Exchange or anything. You can see the book or something. You can search for solution. I'll try to upload some solution as much as I can. Uh, so, but I am also going very busy in my coursework. That's I don't have lots of time to do. But try to do as much as I can. So try to see PYQ question papers. Okay, and then exercise of standard books. Okay, exercise of standard books. Okay, if you want to give, if you need some recommendation, I can tell you something. For abstract algebra you can see Gallian. For basic, uh, Damit food is the bible of, if you solve Damit food well, then you can solve almost all the problems of this. Okay, Damit food is bible for like group theory, ring theory, that stuff. Linear algebra, I'll tell Friedberg. Again, Hopman-Kunz is the like is the gold. If you solve Hopman-Kunz very well, then you will be able to answer almost all questions that comes in linear algebra, mostly in, at least in the ISI CMI level, master's level question. Okay, real analysis, Bartlett-Shevert. Okay, SK-MAPA you can see. Okay, you can see Rudin also. You should see Rudin because Rudin has some nice exercise. Even if you are not able to read, you should see the exercise, because sometimes the direct question comes from Rudin's exercise. Rudin is a very nice exercise. There are very nice problems are there. You can learn lots of things. Okay, and for metric space, you can see S. Kumarashan. I only read this book. Okay, I have not read any other book for metric space, and also even I read this book, I solve all the problems related to metric space comes, and also I answer all the questions that comes in the interview that they are asking me in the interview. Okay, that is all sort of things. I'm not going to make the video large, so there is some idea that I am giving. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in email, or you can ask me in comment section. Okay, that is the all sort of things that you should prepare for. So again, I am telling that there is no separate strategy for preparing for a particular exam. So I just want to tell that try to learn mathematics, because it's applied mathematics is completely different. You can see, even if the applied mathematics, the theory of applied mathematics, the theory of OD, theory of PD, that has nice things, nice structure, fine things, but we are not going to study at this level for that thing. So PD, OD, or something, integral equation, integral calculus, that stuff, or something different, that you have to calculate these things. You have to calculate some lengthy integral or something like that. but for pure mathematics part, it is more conceptual. You don't need to solve all the problems, but if you know the proof, at least if you know the idea how it works, if you at least if you can see it, if you can visualize these things, then only you can answer it. Okay, that's why I'm telling that whenever you are preparing for an exam, even if you are preparing for jam, don't just go solve question papers. Okay, don't just solve problems, because when I was an aspirant, I was not just solving all the papers. I first try to clear my concept. I read lots of books. Okay, because reading books is very very important. It enhances your the power of thinking. It enhances the, like, how the proof works. It helps you to think a problem. It helps you to think a new problem. That is very very important. I agree that there are many students who are preparing for jam and solve many exercises more than me, but then also they can't even get a good rank. The thing is that sometimes it happens that the question that comes, it's completely new. So even if you are practicing the questions, you don't have any idea that how to think. So whenever you are reading the proofs or something like that, then you can see. So since now it is almost February, if you are, if any jam aspirants is now seeing this video, I'll request you that try to read some basic books. I know it is hard to do that, but sometimes it is also helpful, because you will definitely getting helpful, at least if you are doing masters in IIT or something like that. Then you can see the students who are reading book, they are getting, like, they got lots of help. But for you it is quite difficult at that time. It will be quite difficult for that to take time to survive, because so it is also important to at least try to read books. Okay, if you have time. I will tell, if you are particularly preparing for jam or gate or something like that, then it is important to solve the exercise. It is important for to do the practice. But I am telling you, if you have time, you should read. And for other exam like NBHM, TIFR, ISI, CMI, you have to read book. You have to solve the exercise. Otherwise, you are not getting any chance to qualify. I can tell you that you will not be qualified. Guarantee. Because there is subjective paper. You will not be able to answer a single question if you don't read book, if you don't solve the exercise of the standard books. Okay, and the standard books are these. If you can you can read other books also, but these are the standard books you should read. And if you can solve it, these are almost all the problems. You can see that it helps you. The exercise of these books helps you to think much. Okay, so okay, that's all for this video. This video is going getting very lengthy, I know, but okay, if you have any doubt, you can comment. Okay, I'll try to reply. Thank you.